Hello everyone, this is KIDM the Man bringing you all another early figure review of the Hasbro's Power Rangers Lightning Collection, the Pink Ranger 2-pack, or as we fans call it, the Cat 2-pack, which should have been called the Cat 3-pack since we have a literal cat figure in here. But I digress. This 2-pack is one of the 3 early releases in Malaysia that came along with the Tyrannosaurus Sentry and the In Space Silver. Go check those videos out. Despite us having another MMPR Pink Ranger again, there's something special about this one. And if you already have the Zeo Ranger Yellow, I don't, Zeo Pink would have completed your collection. So without further ado, let's take a closer look at the 2 iterations of Catherine Hillard. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the announcement of this 2-pack was made during the Fan First Friday back in June, with the theme of Pioneers in Pink in mind, where the Pink Ranger helmet and morpher was announced along with this as well. Not to mention the cel-shaded Pink Ranger, where the colors reflect the comic style coloring, was also mentioned. I can't exactly remember if there was an outrage or not, but I was glad that we're just getting our Zeo Pink Ranger. Plus, in Hasbro's usual fashion, we might be getting a single release in a year's time if anyone wants to skip this set to avoid double dipping on MMPR Pink. However, Hasbro is one sneaky fella because, as all you know by now, this MMPR Pink Ranger has a different helmet mode, giving you a reason to buy this set after all. My usual dealer couldn't confirm that he could get this 2-pack, so I had to resort to my store exclusive dealer who's helped me obtain store exclusive Lightning Collection figures in the past. I was also informed that I would be getting this set on Monday the 8th, but surprise surprise, it arrived the same time when the other hobby stores got them. I picked it up, recorded the footage, edit them, and currently writing the script as we speak. And I gotta say, you are all in for a treat when you pick this set up. With new and old accessories included, I hope that future 2-packs will follow suit. Being the first Zeo female figure for me, I think that this figure is awesome. Despite not having or seeing Tanya yet, Hasbro did a pretty good job at making it. From the body proportions to the details in the sculpting of the Zeo patterns, I'm really looking forward to getting Tanya when Wave 10 finally arrives in Malaysia. Any day now. The helmet sculpting is what you expect, a big round circular shape with the pattern of the lips included. Although we still get a silver stripe on the edge of the visor, come on, you can kinda see how the paint was applied, where the silver stripe and the black paint are applied separately. And there's even a raised section on the corner of the helmet for it to be on. The black on mine is a bit messed up, and the stripe on the right hand side isn't aligned. Kinda reminds me of a Squid Game character. As for the upper section of the figure, it's painted amazingly. A clean white neck and collarbone area along with some nice shiny gold for the Zeo patterns. This applies to the back of the figure too. The same shiny gold paint is also used for the cuffs of the figure, which brings out the design of the sculpting. Since the skirt is made of a soft rubber plastic material, perhaps the same shiny gold paint couldn't stick on it, hence why we got a much more duller gold paint instead. Another thing I've noticed is that the holsters of the belt are molded alongside the rubber skirt. It's like killing 2 birds with 1 stone, and because the holsters are molded onto the belt, the cutout slit is placed slightly further along the hips. Just try not to lift it up because there's no back. This doesn't hinder the articulation as the rubber skirt is flexible enough for a split or side kick. The cuffs on the boots gets the same treatment as the forearm, it is nice and shiny. But what fans didn't expect was that they painted the bottom of the boots. I guess they had extra paint to spare, seeing as the only black on the figure was on the visor. There's not really a need for it, but it's a pretty nice touch overall. She comes with weapon holding hands, a fist, karate chop hand, the Zeo Power Port Sword, the Zeo Laser Pistol, the Zeo 1 Power Disc Shield, a brand new effect piece, and her head. The Power Disc Shield is pretty unique as it is our first circular weapon. They did an amazing job painting and sculpting this tiny weapon made with a simple grey plastic. It's unique in such a way that the handle of the weapon gives you 2 options to hold it. Plus, you can articulate it as well depending on how you want the figure to hold it, by the handle or by attaching it along the arm. Because it is a solid plastic piece, you have to be extra careful not to push it in by force. Just remove the hand and detach the piece from the weapon and carefully push it on the wrist. Once you're done, just place the shield back on and attach the arm. This allows you to pose the figure as if she was summoning her weapon. Alternatively, you can hold it by the handle as well and pretend that she's Captain America. The effect piece that we got is exclusively made for the shield. Instead of it being a blast effect to shoot out from it, It's more of an attack being deflected by the shield depending on where you want to place it in. And now she really does look like Captain America storming in a Hydra base. It's pretty simple to put the weapons into the holster, you just need to keep in mind that the paint on them might chip off easily. So you can't be too rough with them, just take your time and they will slide right in with a little resistance. Lastly, putting on the head is pretty simple. I would push the helmet from the bottom to remove it and then put on the civilian head. The one that was placed on the Zeo side of the box is actually a Season 3 MMPR head, plus it's sculpted really well. There's that infamous scrunchy hair tie, and a pretty well sculpted ponytail. A little bit of paint bleeding, but that's alright with me. This version of Mighty Morphin Pink is slightly different than the one we got back in Wave 2. Although it has a lot of similarities, the main important thing to note here is that we got straight legs and a beautiful helmet sculpt. What more do you want? At first glance, it doesn't look like there's much of a difference, but when you look at it closely, it looks amazingly well done. It looks proportionate for its size, and the visor does look like an appropriate heart shape. And the back of it looks nice and clean. The mouth plate doesn't look awkwardly shaped, but mine does have a little dent in it. We get a pretty standard chest diamond like we had before, and the arm diamonds as well. One thing I noticed is that the arm is actually just white plastic with some pink paint. Bet you didn't know that. The rubber belt is pretty much the same with some nicely detailed sculpting of the pterodactyl power coin molded in it. Plus, the paint's decent as well. The holster is not attached to the skirt and the slit is placed in the same place as Zeo Pink, allowing you to have an extra articulation. The back of the figure is well done with the white paint and white butterfly plastic. And here are the straight legs I was talking about. No more warped weirdness, am I right? Lastly, the boot diamonds are nicely painted on as well, and there's no black paint for the bottom of the boots, I'm afraid. With the same hand accessories as Zeo Pink, all her other weapons are the same as the standard release, with the only exception is an effect piece and a new cat head that is inspired by how she looked in Zeo. Oh, and a cat. There's also this effect piece which confused me a little as it was placed on the right side of the box. It's not like you can't place it on the arrow, but it won't look right. And the blade blaster can't exactly fit. My guess is that this is clearly meant for the Zeo laser pistol, but there's just not enough space in the box to put it on the right section. So take note if you want to split the set when you are trying to sell them separately. And our best accessory award goes to the cat. Nicely sculpted, powdered snow-colored cat figure with scary green eyes just like in the show. Without the extra marbles, this little pussycat is pretty adorable, although one of the eyes on mine is kinda off. It's hard to look at it in the light, so hope you can see it now. My one gripe about this thing is that the fourth leg isn't as long as the rest of the figure, making this a balancing act when you're trying to stand it up. It does stand though, just don't shake the table unless you want it to fall. Comparing this to the Wave 2 Pink Ranger, you can tell how obvious the head sculpt differences are, where this one looks elegant while the other looks derpy. The beak of the pterodactyl looks off, plus the helmet looks a bit too wide. The visor doesn't look right and the top isn't as sharp as it should be. We also have a metallic version helmet, and you can tell which mold was used for it. I guess the decision to recast the helmet was a recent decision and a very good one at that. However, I kind of feel that it's not that perfect because the beak on the visor does look slightly long for my taste, so good luck getting that out of your head. And of course, straight legs. Same method to be used when switching to the head sculpt. It really does look nicely detailed with the hair having some highlights. This makes it altered cat head sculpt that's been released. Out of the box accessory placement aside, I think it's better to put the appropriate head on the respective suits. Here they are with the Wave 2 Pink Ranger, the metallic Pink Ranger, the tall and busty Legacy Zeo Pink Ranger, the Dino Fury Pink Ranger basic figure, and the pink colored Figure-rise standard Kamen Rider Decade. Magenta! And a Gundam. So all in all, this has been a nice surprise of a 2-pack. Not only did we get Zeo Pink that we expect, we also got a new and improved Mighty Morphin Pink Ranger. And a cat! Let's not forget about the cute pussy cat. Plus we got 2 different Catherine Hillard head sculpts molded after their respective seasons. But we still have one last important issue to address, which is, where do I place them on my shelf? So if you like this video, blast that like button, leave a comment down below, let me know what do you think of this 2-pack. Are you going to sell the Mighty Morphin Pink Ranger separately, and if you do, make sure you sell it with the right accessories. Share this video around with your friends and family, and don't forget to subscribe, as there's a percentage of you who caught my last video aren't. Plus, I'll really appreciate it and it'll help the channel. This is KID On Demand, and I'll see you all next time.